Jaguars, the 1010XL contingent, myself included, flying to Canton, Denmark, in about 7.5 hours from right now.
Power nap.
Yeah, there's no question about it. I'm going to go home. I'm going to get about a 2.5 hour nap, if you will, and then I'm on a plane. Very excited about going up there. And in all seriousness, it's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you to the boss man and everybody here at 1010XL that put this together. Donna Murphy did a really amazing job in coordinating everything. There's, I think, 13 or 14 of us that are going. Every show will originate from Canton, Ohio at some point on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Of course, Hacker After Dark will be up there tomorrow night. The game is on Thursday. We'll do the show Friday night, and then we'll be in attendance as Tony Baselli takes his rightful spot in the Pro Football Hall of Fame on Saturday. So I am certainly looking forward to that. We got a ton going on tonight. We're going to get in a little high school ball, a little college ball, and we will preview the Hall of Fame game on Thursday night. Your guest lineup looks like this. In the first hour, we'll play some of the interviews we did at High School Media Day yesterday, including Verlin Dormany, the head coach at Trinity Christian, one of the most accomplished high school football coaches, not in the area, not in the region, not in the state, but maybe even the country. I mean, he's a 9-time state champion at Trinity Christian. He's entering year 32 on the job. We'll talk to Verlin Dormany coming up inside of 15 minutes. Matthew Toblin, the head coach of the Bowles Bulldogs, a guy that has been to 3 state championship games with 2 programs, Ponte Vedra High School and Bowles, yet to win that elusive state championship. But Matthew Toblin's going to have another really good Bowles football team this year, so we'll talk to him as well inside of 25 minutes. Also in the 10 o'clock hour, a couple of the more high-profile players in the area. Florida State fans, your commitment. Roderick Kearney from Orange Park High School, the 4-star offensive lineman. He will join Hacker After Dark tonight in a conversation that I really enjoyed. This guy is unbelievably likable. He is going to be very easy to root for. And I'm talking about Grayson Howard, the linebacker at Jackson, who's committed to South Carolina. I've talked to a lot of guys in the recruiting process over the last 6 years, a lot of high school kids. I don't know if I've been more impressed, and I mean that, more impressed with a young man than I was Grayson Howard yesterday from Jackson. Again, a verbal commitment to head coach Shane Beamer and South Carolina. So you will hear that interview coming up later on. And once we get into the 11 o'clock hour, that's when we will turn our shift to the National Football League and the Hall of Fame game. Hayes Carline here on 1010XL. You hear him every day on the Frangie Show. We'll get the Jaguar side of the Hall of Fame game Thursday night. And we'll go out to Las Vegas. Adam Hill standing by, ESPN Radio Las Vegas, also writes for the Las Vegas Register-Gazette. You'll hear from the Raiders side of things going into this Hall of Fame game on Thursday night with Adam Hill of ESPN Radio in Las Vegas. So as you can see, we have a ton to do. As always, we kick it off with a big deal of the night. And Dylan Denmark, let's do that right now.
Time now for the big deal of the night.
What's the big deal? What is the big deal?
No big deal.
It is a big deal.
On Hacker After Dark.
As expected, Doug Peterson announced earlier today that Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne would not play on Thursday night in Canton, Ohio. Good. They have no business playing. I mean, look, if the Jaguars are going to be competitive in 2022, if they're going to be competitive past, say, Thanksgiving, they're going to need to stay healthy. They're going to need to be one of the more healthy teams. There is no reason to throw Trevor Lawrence out there in the Hall of Fame game. There's no reason to put Travis Etienne out there in the Hall of Fame game. Now, Doug Peterson also today said that we're going to see some starters. I'll believe that when it happens. Hayes Carline and I are going to talk about this later on, and I've heard Hayes mention this in the past. It's easy for coaches to say that a couple of days out. As the game draws nearer, I don't know how many starters we're actually going to see on Thursday night. What do you really need to see out of Josh Allen in a Hall of Fame game? What do you need to see out of Shaq Griffin in a Hall of Fame game or Cam Robinson in a Hall of Fame game. You don't need to see very much. There are to me, far more cons in starters playing in this game than there are pros. Look, I'm excited about the game for a couple of reasons. I want to see the Chad Mumas of the world. I want to see the Snoop Connors of the world. Maybe Laquan Treadwell. Get him out there. See what they got and see if Luke Farrell has improved from last year. Those are the kind of guys that I want to see. Andrew Winger, Daniel Thomas, guys of that ilk, Rudy Ford. I don't need to see the projected starters because to me, I'm not going to learn anything about DeJuan Smoot playing him in the Hall of Fame game. I know what I have in DeJuan Smoot. And the only thing that happens to me if you play guys like that are injuries could occur, which would be devastating. Look around the league. Look out there today in Denver. Tim Patrick. Tim Patrick is a guy that was scheduled to be a free agent last year, and I wanted the Jaguars to really look at. He ultimately re-signed in Denver. Over the last 2 years, the guy's caught 104 passes for basically 1,500 yards and 11 touchdowns. It's good production. Russell Wilson coming in. Tim Patrick was going to have a big role until he tore his ACL today at Bronco camp, and he's likely out for the entire season. Huge blow for Denver. He was probably their third option at wide receiver, by no worse than the fourth option at wide receiver. So the Denver Bronco fans today, Bronco organization, they got a bad taste in their mouth because they lost one of the guys that was a shoo-in to make the 53-man roster. Knock on wood, over a week into camp, the Jaguars have not had significant injuries. Devin Lloyd with a hamstring. Jawan Taylor, what is that? I believe that's a hamstring as well. I think Fadakasi's got a calf. But by all indications, pretty minor stuff. But now that the games begin, now that it gets underway on Thursday, you just got to be careful. Because, again, I think this Jacksonville Jaguar team is a 7-win football team, which would be a gigantic improvement from where they have been in years past. Again, 4 wins in 2 years. In 2020 and 2021 combined, they went 4-29. If they go 7-10 this year, that is an enormous improvement. But to me, they only get there if they stay healthy. Because I believe you can look at the starting 22 here in Jacksonville. They're middle of the pack, maybe slightly below average in the NFL. They got some good players as their starters. That defense, they got some good guys in the starting 11. Offensively, they got some good guys in the starting 11. Where there will be problems is if injuries start mounting up, because Jacksonville just simply does not have the depth that other more established NFL teams have. Keep your players healthy as long as possible. Doug Peterson realizes that. That's why he already ruled out Lawrence. He already ruled out Etienne. C.J. Beathard's battling an injury. By the way, great opportunity for Jake Luton. Huge opportunity for Jake Luton. First football game of the year, first NFL game in 6 months. Even though it's a preseason game, there will be a ton of eyes on Canton, Ohio on Thursday night on NBC. Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth on the call. Only game in town. And Jake Luton, this is your opportunity. Maybe the biggest opportunity you're going to get. And if you take advantage of it, if you look good, if people go back to work on Friday and say, you know what? That Jake Luton guy in Jacksonville, whoever that is, he looked pretty good last night. Maybe that opens up some possibilities for Jake Luton with other organizations. Obviously, it's more than likely not going to happen here. I'm not breaking any news there. You got a 22-year-old Trevor Lawrence. Quarterback situation should be pretty sewn up here for the next dozen years. But if Luton goes out there and performs well, maybe he gets an opportunity somewhere else. But I'm going to make a list tomorrow night, probably a top 10 guys that I'm most excited to see on Thursday night. And it won't include the big names because, again, like I said earlier, to me, you're not going to learn anything about Josh Allen in a Hall of Fame preseason game. But does Caleb Chason need to play? Does Caleb Chason need to perform well? What about a Chad Muma? What about a Shaq Quarterman? What about a Trey Herndon or a Gregory Jr. or a Monteric Brown? Snoop Connor? There are a lot of guys. There is some intrigue surrounding Thursday night's game that I'm pretty excited about. And again, we'll be up in Canton, Ohio, taking it all in. Live shows up there tomorrow and Friday. And, of course, you will hear the play-by-play right here on 1010XL Thursday night. I will tell you, because I've gotten a couple of questions about this, the fifth quarter with Leon Searcy and myself will start regular season week number 1. So we will not get underway with the fifth quarter until week 1 of the regular season. That'll be Sunday, September 11th in Washington. Leon and myself, every regular season Sunday, 2 hours after the Jaguars go final, we will have the fifth quarter for you, but we will not be starting that until week 1 of the regular season. 641-1010 is the phone number. If you'd like to get involved, Jacksonville, you are certainly more than welcome to do so on the phone line and on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Also, we are streaming, as always, for your viewing pleasure. Go to YouTube, the 1010XL YouTube channel. You'll see Hacker After Dark there till midnight. Be sure and like and subscribe while you're there. You can also follow along on the official Twitter handle of the radio station, at 1010XL. That's at 1010XL. We'll be streaming there until midnight tonight as well. Coming up next, two of the more accomplished coaches in the area. One looking for his first state championship. He's been to 3 state championship games. The other has won 9 state championships in 30-plus years at the same program. You'll hear from Verlin Dormany of Trinity Christian. You'll hear from Matthew Toblin, the head coach at Bowles. That's next. Hacker After Dark on a Tuesday. It's 1010XL, and it's 92.5 FM.
What's this one do?
Ultra Booster.
Uh-huh. And what's that mean? What's the difference? We'll take it.
No, you can't take that. That's one of a kind. That's a
1010XL.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Have you ever regretted buying a car? Is the idea of shopping at a dealership scary? We want you to know that you don't have to feel that way, and I promise that Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet will provide the wow experience and peace of mind you deserve. We believe that taking care of our team, our customers, and our community is more important than anything. So give us the chance to earn your business and join our 50,000 plus and counting wowed customers. You won't regret it. See you at Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville. We're going to wow you.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There's still time to purchase your tickets for the Summer Nights presented by 1-2-1 Financial. Enjoy an evening affair benefiting Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida as you enjoy delicious foods from local restaurants like Orsay, craft cocktails, fine wine, and craft beer while dancing to live music from the Bold City Classics. Summer Nights will be held Saturday, August 27th at the Glass Factory. Purchase your tickets at tinyurl.com/1010 Summer Nights.
David Garrard here. Once again, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has eased my knee pain with PRP treatment. PRP is a platelet-rich plasma concentrate that promotes tissue repair naturally. If you are dealing with pain or an injury, ask your doctor, a Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, about PRP to determine if it's right for you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors and siding.
Did you know that all graduates of Local 234's apprenticeship program are licensed journeymen? That means all plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC techs will have hundreds of hours of experience and have passed the Jacksonville City Licensed Journeyman exam. They're the best trained and safest skilled tradespeople in the industry. Don't leave yourself exposed to inadequate workmanship or even danger. Always hire a licensed journeyman. Local 234. Make the right connection. Equal opportunity employer.
Hi everybody, Mike Dempsey here for Underdog Fantasy, the easiest place to play fantasy football. Draft your team with no in-season management, get the optimal score from your team each week of the season, and have a shot at over $10 million in total prize money in Underdog's Best Ball Mania 3 contest. Head to UnderdogFantasy.com or the App Store now, sign up with the promo code 1010XL, and Underdog is going to match your first deposit up to $100. Again, Underdog Fantasy, sign up with promo code 1010XL and draft your Best Ball Mania 3 team today.
Keeping your body healthy and active leads to a more vibrant life. A great place to do that is the First Coast YMCA. The Y is equipped with state-of-the-art cardio and strength equipment, plus group exercise studios where trainers host activities like yoga, Zumba, and cycling sessions. The full-court basketball gym and indoor 5-lane swimming pool are open year-round. The Kids Zone can keep an eye on your kids while you work on that dad bod. And it's all available with your family membership. Learn more at fcymca.org.
Are you looking for increased privacy and protection for your family and pets? Look no further than Superior Fence and Rail. Superior Fence and Rail is Jacksonville's top-rated fence company, delivering the highest quality fence products. They'll treat your property as if it's their own. So get off the fence and get your privacy back. Call Superior Fence and Rail today for your on-site estimates.
When you're on the fence about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Let Captain Kevin lure you into the most Southwest Grill fishing forecast. Thursdays at 6 p.m.
Whoa!
Brought to you by Ring Power.
Come on.
And Stack and Boat Trailer Storage. On 1010XL AM. This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
You know, with all the talk about the National Football League, the preseason beginning Thursday night, college football, Florida State's already been on the practice field a handful of times. Florida reported today they're on the field tomorrow. In fact, I think Miami is also starting camp tomorrow. High school football began camp this week. In fact, yesterday was the first day that teams in the state of Florida could officially begin fall camp. They'll do a couple of days in helmets and shorts, and then probably by early next week, they will throw the pads on. The preseason kickoffs are Friday night, August the 19th, week 1 of the high school football regular season, Friday night, August the 26th. That'll kick off the Friday Night Lights postgame show here on 1010XL, as we will be entering our 16th year doing that postgame show under the Friday Night Lights. Yesterday was the Baker Sports High School Football Media Day. We played some of the interviews last night on Hacker After Dark, but we did a ton of them. We're going to give you a best of, including right now, my friend Verlin Dormany, the head coach at Trinity Christian, going into his 32nd year on the sidelines at Trinity Christian. The guy has won a lot there, including, I believe, 9 state championships. Here's Verlin Dormany, one of the most accomplished high school football coaches really in the entire country, here on Hacker After Dark. Baker Sports 2022 High School Football Media Day, TIAA Bank Field. I cannot come to this event without talking to Verlin Dormany, the head coach of Trinity Christian, a 9-time state champion at Trinity Christian. Coach, how we doing?
Great, Hack. Thanks for having me.
Coach, we always enjoy the conversation. What does that sound like, 9-time state champion at Trinity Christian?
You know, it's pretty incredible. You know, you don't really think about it that much until somebody brings it up and asks you about it, but it's been pretty special. It's been a lot of fun.
You know, I remember talking to you when Corky passed, Corky Rogers, and one of the greatest coaches, not only in the state of Florida, but in high school football in the country. You win a state championship this year. Your name's going to kind of be there in number of state championships with Corky. Have you taken any time to think about that, kind of where you rank as far as the all-time great coaches in the state of Florida?
I don't think so, Hack. You know, really don't spend a lot of time thinking about stuff like that, except, you know, Corky was probably one of the guys I looked up to the most and got to go watch when I was a really young coach and trying to get things going and started. He was gracious enough to let me come to practice and watch, and because we were always done week 10. You know, he was always playing deep into the playoffs. But for him to let me do that and to have my name mentioned in the same breath as his name, that's pretty special because he was probably the greatest high school football coach that I knew.
32 years for you on the sidelines this year in the same spot at Trinity Christian. We've had 32 head coaching changes in Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia in the last 2 years alone. What is it about Trinity that's kept you there for 3+ decades?
You know, well, my best friend's a pastor, so that has a lot to do with it because, you know, he really supports our program because he grew up in an athletic family. His dad was a coach. You know, he had 3 older brothers, and the gym in the high school in Massachusetts that he went to is named after his dad. So he understands athletics. He understands, you know, what it is for us to be able to be successful. So that's one of the things. But, you know, it's a great place to be. You know, both my daughters went to school there and graduated, and so for us, my wife grew up there. Her dad was assistant pastor there for like 40 years. So, you know, it's just kind of home for us. So it's kind of hard to leave and go somewhere else.
Verlin Dormany of Trinity Christian. Coach, you're no stranger to having great players on your teams over the years. You got a couple of great ones this year. One sophomore, that's hard to even say, sophomore, in Colin Hurley. And then, of course, Trayon Webb. Let's begin with your quarterback in Hurley. For people that haven't seen him play, what kind of player is he, and how has his game progressed from the end of last year to where we are now?
Well, one, I think he's definitely gotten bigger. He's probably 6'1", about 215 now, where he was probably about 200 last year. It's been a lot of muscle. Kid has an incredible arm. He's doing so well mentally with the part of the game that he has to. That's probably where he's going to have to progress the most because physically he's where he needs to be. But as you get older and play the game at a different level, you know, that's the part that, you know, he's not ever going to struggle with it, but that he'll have to get better at. But yeah, he's great. He's a great athlete. He's probably the best quarterback that we've ever had at Trinity. So we're excited about him being leading this team this year. And then Webb, you know, Webb's been playing for us ever since he's been in the 8th grade. You know, or maybe 7th grade. I think he played some as on varsity as a 7th grader. So, you know, Webb being there for 6 years now, you know, it's like he lives there. You know, so it'll be great to have him in his senior year, and you know, wish him the best because he's going to go on to play with Florida, and so that's going to be gratifying just to watch him.
One of the running jokes about Trinity was anywhere but Florida for the longest time. Now in the last couple of years, Marcus Burke, Austin Barber, Trayon Webb. What is it about Florida that has become more appealing, I guess, to the Northeast Florida kids in the last year or two?
You know, they've always done a good job with us as far as recruiting. I just think that, you know, with Webb and the new staff, they've really, you know, and then his, he got a cousin, I think, went there too, that D-Webb, that probably played a part in that. So it's good for him. I'm glad for him. You know, it's close. And Florida's on TV every week, so we get to watch them play, and Barber and Burke. And so it's fun for us. We really enjoy it.
Verlin Dormany of Trinity Christian, you're on a first-name basis with any college head coach worth their salt. Billy Napier, Mario Cristobal, sprinkle in Mike Norvell, pretty good recruiting battles going on in the state. How would you assess where all the programs are as far as relationships in Northeast Florida?
You know, Coach Napier and Coach Cristobal is doing a great job. And Coach Norvell, of course, they're getting better and better and better. So they've all been in our facility as many times as they can and when they're allowed to be. So it's not like they're not out doing their job. You know, they're pressing hard. So, we lost Gerard over to Florida State this year. He went and he's on the recruiting side. So that'll pick up probably at Trinity too because Gerard being there. But yeah, it's fun to watch them. I hope that Miami is back and with Coach Cristobal and then with Coach Napier. It's going to be exciting to see, how he develops and what he does. But he sat down in the office and we talked for about 45 minutes to an hour after he got the job. And man, he's got a great plan. He really does. And then Coach Norvell he's a genuine guy. You can tell he loves his kids and cares about the kids, not just football, but it's about his kids too. So it's going to be fun to watch how the programs develop over the next few years.
Yeah, we see Roderick Kearney of Orange Park to Florida State. Obviously, Trayon joins Marcus Stokes and Sharif Denson here locally in commitments to Florida. Final moments with Verlin Dormany, your 2022 Trinity Christian football team. Expectations, what can we anticipate this season?
I think the first thing we were looking for is try to beat Ed White because they're going to be pretty good week one. And we've never played them before in a regular season game. So, they're literally 1.5 miles, 2 miles from our school. So for us to get to play week one against them, that's going to be – that place at Ed White will be packed. It'll be fun for our kids. So that's exciting. Of course, every year, our goal is to get in the playoffs. And once you get in the playoffs, you don't know what's going to happen. You got to maybe patch it up and see who's healthy and try to get things going in the right direction. But it definitely is, be successful during the season and get in the playoffs and then try to make that run.
I tell you this every year. It doesn't matter if it's a high school half hour, Friday Night Lights, this event. Every time I call Verlin Dormany's phone, he answers, and he's always gracious enough to come on. I certainly appreciate it, and I have no doubt we'll be talking to you a lot this season. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Hack. I appreciate you having me on.
There you go, Verlin Dormany of Trinity Christian. Man, what a career he has had there at Trinity, entering his 32nd year on the sidelines there with Trinity Christian. Another man that has not as long a career yet, but has been very, very successful at both Ponte Vedra and now at Bowles. That is Matthew Toblin, the head coach of the Bowles Bulldogs. He's been to 3 state championship games, still looking to get that elusive state championship win. But my goodness, what a career he's had as a very young man to this point. Matthew Toblin of Bowles joined me yesterday as well at High School Football Media Day. Baker Sports 2022 High School Football Media Day. The Bowles Bulldogs have made their arrival. That means Matthew Toblin, the head coach of Bowles. Coach, I'm driving down to the stadium this morning on San Jose Boulevard about 7 a.m. What do I see when I turn to my left? There you are, getting after the fellas on day one of football practice. How did it go this morning?
It was a great first day, and usually first days are about establishing identity. How are we going to go about our business? How are we going to attack practice and move around? And the kids did a great job of that. We have unbelievable senior leaders that have been there for 4 years, understand what it takes and what it's supposed to be like. And so I was really happy with today. Obviously, there's mistakes. There's things we want to clean up. But if we have and we operate the right way and have the right habits, it'll work itself out.
Your seniors have played a lot of football. You guys have made deep playoff runs. Now, the season did not end the way you wanted it to, but they have a lot of experience. What are you going to be looking for those senior leaders this year to help your young guys?
And so I think you're correct. I mean, that's a huge part of it. To get an extra 4 or 5 games every single year, you're doubling your season. And those younger guys get a lot of practice reps as you go through. And I think from the biggest one is look, year one, you're usually just trying to get everybody to calm down and let me fix it. And now that we're in year 4, it's look, you fix it. You fix it. And so as a coach, it should be more and more where, like, look, they're handling the problems, they're dealing with the adversity, they're fixing things before it gets to a level where we have to deal with it in terms of just like mistakes. I mean, one of the best things that happens to us is when we're in the tents after a drive and we're going over something, the kids know a place coming up and they're, coach, this one's on me, I did this. And like, obviously I don't want the mistake, but they are at the point now where they know exactly what's expected, what they're supposed to do. And when it doesn't go right, they know it before I even get a chance to fix it.
Matthew Tobin of Bulls, not this will make you feel better, but you've been to 3 state title games with 2 different programs. To me, you're one of the best coaches in the state that has yet to hoist a state championship. How much of a motivating factor is that for you, your staff, and your players that you've been so close the last couple of years and now to put it over the finish line in 2022?
And so, like, I think each team needs to be different. Like, and I don't know that, this team should have more pressure on them because of last year's teams. And I think that's one of the things you run into problems, when you're like, oh, we have to do this for because of last year, because of the other year. And I think that each year, the goal is to be the best version of yourself. And like if you're in the mix every single year, eventually you're going to break through, and it's difficult. You get to the end, the Final Four state championship game, those are difficult games, and like we obviously want to be able to finish, but this year I think there's no more pressure than there is any other year. It wasn't the first year where we lost in the state championship game. We're like, but it's no big deal because it's year one. We were devastated, and last year we were devastated, and this year we'll either be elated or devastated. But even if we do win it, because I won it as assistant. By the time you get on the bus to go home, you're like, all right, on to next year. Like, there is no, high school sports don't work like that. There is no, like, this is it. Like it's over. Like, if we win one, then it's on to next year. And we got to win it again now. And so, I mean, our kids are going to work really hard, and we're going to get ourselves in the mix to compete. And that we're going to find a way to make that one play that we need to make.
I mean, we get to hear all the Bulls games on 10:10 a.m. That'll happen again this year. We come on with the post game right after you guys. Some Fridays earlier than others, depending if there's a running clock or not with Bulls football. But the bottom line is, you're right. At Bulls, and I'm sure you welcome this, is it state championship or just an okay season? Is there any gray area other than winning a state title?
So I'll say this. Within our program, like this idea that the only thing that matters is state championship, the kids in our program know that's false. Because they know that it's not, happiness is not a destination. It's not going to be like, hey, if I just make myself miserable all year, when we win at the end, it'll be worth it. Like the journey has to be worth something. And so for the kids within our program, like obviously we want to win, that's a goal, but like there has to be joy as we go throughout the year. For the people not in the program, and I'm not mad at them for this, but it is, it's championship or bust. Like it is, I get condolences. Hey, you'll get one eventually. Like it is. I'm out in public. I'm working out by myself at the Y. And so
or what I just did 3 minutes ago, right?
Coach, you'll get it eventually. Condolences. And so, and again, we have no problem with that. Like we want there to be a place where the expectations are high. They're going to give you the resources it takes to be successful. And I would rather that than the opposite. I mean, in tons of years of public school, I was told, hey, look, we don't care if you go 0-10, we'll never fire you. And I go, I'll fire myself. Like there needs to be a higher standard. And that, and at Bulls, we have that. And we are all on board with it.
Last year we were in this building, and you got Jack Pyburn here, Cade Frew. I want to say Bradley Mann was here, maybe Hayden Schwartz. The reason I know those guys is they all went D1. Pyburn to Florida, Mann to Vanderbilt, Schwartz to Minnesota, Cade Frew to Air Force. You got to replace a lot. Your thoughts on replacing guys that were, quite frankly, cornerstones of your time at Bulls?
Yeah. So, you don't replace those guys. Like, there is no replacing them. Asking any single person to be Cade Frew is not fair to that person. Like, asking someone to be Pyburn, it's not fair to that person. And so, collectively, more people are going to have to step up and spread that out over everybody else. Asking someone to just be Jack, that's not fair. And so you'll see the production dispersed a little bit more. And that, if at the end of the day, 2 or 3 people replace the production of those guys, that's pretty good. And so that'll be kind of our goal. I'll miss the production will get replaced. The effort, the kind of people that they were, like the leaders that they were, like that is more difficult to replace. But the production on the field, someone's going to fill it. It might not be one person, but there are going to be bodies that are going to fill those roles.
Final moments here with Matthew Tobin, the head coach of the Bulls Bulldogs. We mentioned Jack Pyburn, a lot of Gator fans listening right now. what did Florida get with Jack Pyburn? Because I got to tell you, when we interviewed him after he committed, you want to talk about an impressive dude. Jack Pyburn, to me, was an impressive dude.
So I'm stealing something I saw on Twitter. Somebody posted this on Twitter, and we sent it to amongst the staff, and everyone laughed and agreed. But there was a thing on Twitter that said basically that Jack Pyburn plays like he eats nothing but egg whites and a non-FDA approved pre-workout. And I saw it, and I was like, yes, that's Jack. Like, that's Jack. Super intense all the time. Balls to the wall, doesn't know another way, really doesn't know how to relax and have a good time. Like, is an extreme effort driven human being, and that is going to maximize ability and play it as hard as humanly possible. And that's what the University of Florida is going to get. And if that and his work ethic, it's contagious and affects other people, it's going to be really, really good for the University of Florida.
Well, Gator fans will love to hear that. Matthew Toblin of Bowles, it doesn't matter. Ponte Vedra of Bowles, you're always gracious with us on 1010XL. We certainly appreciate it. I have no doubt we'll be talking to you a lot this year under the Friday Night Lights. Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you for everything.
Frank Franchi.
The quarterback. 2 receivers lined up to the left. Once the quarterback has the ball, he fakes to the left. No.
Afternoons.
He fakes to the right.
On 1010XL.
He thinks about faking. He pretends to fake.
Here's your 1010XL First Coast Community Calendar.
The Hometown for Heroes Home Buyers Program helps you get your down payment and closing costs paid. Call to learn more. 574-7180.
You can play in the golf tournament benefiting the Derek Hatcher Foundation, combating the disease of addiction, August 13th at Eagle Landing Golf Club. Register at DerekHatcherFoundation.org.
Play poker and help families in the Hold'em for Life Texas Hold'em Poker Tournament, Saturday, September 17th at Blessed Trinity Parish Hall. Call 847-778-8824.
If you could benefit from a grief and loss support group, call Haven Hospice at 279-1677.
If you know someone with cancer and no insurance, call the U.S. Uninsured Helpline at 800-234-1317.
If you're involved in a community event and you'd like us to help spread the word, find out how at 1010XL.com.
If you're ready for summertime fun, sports fans, head for your neighborhood Woody's Barbecue before you go to the ballpark or the beach. The thing is that Woody's Barbecue has over 41 years of perfecting the art of the barbecue. High-flying Jack O'Brien here, and when I want and need fall-off-the-bone ribs and succulent chicken, well, I gotta have my Woody's.
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do. Let's eat.
Hacker here for my friends at Xfinity. Get the speed you need at a great price. It's also the fastest internet on the largest gig speed network. In fact, Xfinity gig speed internet is available to 99% of their footprint. You can also enjoy all your favorite apps. They're all in one place. That's with the Flex 4K streaming box that's free with your Xfinity internet. You can stay connected on the go with over 20 million secure Xfinity Wi-Fi hotspots nationwide. And Xfinity's internet service brings your entire experience together by connecting other services like xFi, Advanced Security, Xfinity Flex, and more. This is based on Xfinity's fastest available download speeds, not available in all areas. Performance may be limited by customer's device configuration. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit an Xfinity store today. Jacksonville, do what I did and get hooked up with the good folks of Xfinity.
We want people to feel that when they call Harrell & Harrell, they're calling Harrell & Harrell. They're not calling a satellite office or call center or getting an automated phone system. We are with our clients, fighting for our clients, handling the process ourselves, and not asking others to do that for us. I mean, we feel like we made the right decision to be the size that we are, large enough to take on anyone, but small enough to care and really know our clients. Offices, Jacksonville.
Ben, if you suffer from erectile dysfunction or PE, you can call other clinics and hope for the best. Or you can experience the Prime Men's Medical Center difference. Their licensed physicians offer treatments that have a 98% success rate, regardless of age or medical history. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Brown. If you're not the man you used to be in the bedroom, Prime Men's Medical Center offers custom blended medications with personalized care. Even men who have diabetes, high blood pressure, or prostate issues are lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer. and it's affordable.
Men, if Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra have let you down, schedule a private consultation to experience the Prime Men's Medical Center difference. See results on your first visit, guaranteed, or your consultation is free. Call 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Relax before class at the Sawgrass Marriott Spa. For the month of August, the Sawgrass Spa wants to reward educators with 20% off a purchase of $175 or more. Take this time before the school year starts to relax. Enjoy the summer, and always remember that self-care is very important. It's the Relax Before Class special, only in August at the Sawgrass Marriott Spa in Ponte Vedra Beach. Purchase in person at the Sawgrass Spa during normal operating hours. Duval or St. Johns County education industry identification required at checkout.
Honestly, this is one of the best jobs I've had.
Drivers and mechanics, listen up. Waste Management is now offering a $5,000 new hire bonus to CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics for job opportunities at our sites in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine.
There's so much more to Waste Management than what you think it is.
Waste Management offers steady work, competitive pay, weekly paychecks, opportunities for overtime, paid training, and a generous food and tool allowance.
Plus industry-leading benefits, like 100% tuition coverage for you and your family, and your home every day.
The benefits were great. They're the best I've seen in a long time.
CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics apply online today at WM.com/careers. That's WM.com/careers. Search driver and mechanic jobs in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine, Florida.
A people-first, military-friendly, equal opportunity employer.
We are WM.
Though no longer little, teens still need a lot of love. Yet teens in foster care have a harder time finding it, as 82% of foster families are home to kids 12 or younger. You can positively impact a teen's life as a foster parent. With help from Family Support Services of North Florida, you provide patience, love, and understanding, and Family Support Services will offer specialized training, resources, and a community of support. Take the next step at foster-now.org. That's foster-now.org.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On August 2nd, 1996, U.S. men's basketball team Dream Team 3 beat Yugoslavia to win gold. The team consisted of Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, and Scottie Pippen.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. This is Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
Late night show, Hacker After Dark, 10 to midnight on Tuesdays. Of course, we're 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Glad you're with us here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Those are a couple of the coaches that you heard from in the last segment. Matthew Toblin of Bowles, Verlin Dormany of Trinity Christian. Yesterday at High School Football Media Day, had the opportunity also to catch up with some of the better players in Northeast Florida, including a young man out in Clay County that is committed to Mike Norvell and the Florida State Seminoles. His name is Roderick Kearney. He is an offensive lineman, one of the best offensive linemen in the state of Florida. And Seminole fans, here is your commitment in the area. Roderick Kearney of Orange Park on Hacker After Dark. Baker Sports 2022 High School Football Media Day at TIAA Bank Field. Orange Park is here, and the Florida State contingent is here. Roderick Kearney of Orange Park, committed to the Florida State Seminoles, joins us here on 1010XL. Roderick, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Roderick, we're good, man. Thank you for the time. What does that sound like to you? Florida State commitment, Roderick Kearney. That's got to have a good ring to it.
It does. I really love it. You know, we really going to change the culture over there.
What was it about Mike Norvell and that staff that led you to make that decision?
He was real with me. You know, I love when people be real with me, so I really gonna know the real and like how it's really gonna be when I get there.
You know, Florida State fans obviously a little frustrated the way things are going, but you just said it, change the culture. Is that the thought process for you as a four-star recruit, one of the higher rated commitments they have, that you want to go back in there and reestablish what Florida State once had?
Yes, that I really think that's going to help the team out a lot. You know, we got some great players coming in and that committed with us, so I feel like if we just keep on bringing those guys in, we're gonna be good.
You on the offensive line at Orange Park, I've seen some film. You enjoy pancaking people. You enjoy planting people in the ground. You love the physicality that the O-line position brings.
Yes, sir. I love it. It's just that just taking the man from one side of the field to the other is just something that's just special about it.
I look in this building and I see you. I see Trayon Webb, Marcus Stokes, Sharif Denson. There's a lot of guys. Jordan Hall from Westside. Northeast Florida football this year, there's 4-star after 4-star after 4-star that's going to be playing in our area. Friday Night Lights is going to be a lot of fun this year with this 2023 class.
Oh, yes, sir, for sure. It is. There's some great players around the area. I feel like Jacksonville is really changing. I feel like the more and more talent we have, the better and better notoriety that we get.
Roderick Kearney of Orange Park, you could have played high school football anywhere. Clearly. Anywhere, probably in Jacksonville or outside of Jacksonville, quite frankly, and you've chosen to stay at Orange Park. What went into that decision?
I just wanted to stay with the guys. I've been there since day one. Ever since middle school, I've been in that area, so it was only right to continue my legacy and my journey through Orange Park.
Different field, Orange Park now. New head coach and Marcus Wimberly, a Miami Hurricane. By the way, I don't know if you guys have any dialogue about that.
We always arguing with each other about the teams and stuff. It's all in a good way, though.
How cool is it to have a head coach that went through the recruiting process, got drafted into the NFL? Wimberly was drafted back in, 1997, I believe. That's got to help to give you guidance. He can kind of show you the ropes, what to expect moving forward.
Right. I feel like that's a really great component of having a coach that's been through all that, because I feel like he can, really teach some guys and teach me, the ropes of the recruiting. And he really helped me throughout the process of my decision, and I feel like he can help other guys with that as well.
Final moments here with Roderick Kearney. You look on all the recruiting rankings, and you're pretty high on all the boards. You ever take notice of that? Do you ever think about that and just the hard work that's paid off for you?
I really try not to look at rankings and stuff. I just love playing football at the end of the day. Rankings don't really mean nothing. It's just a number on the board. I feel like it's a blessing to be where I'm at right now. But other than that, I'm just trying to play football, keep grinding, keep working, keep on grinding with my team. So,
what's your hope, your expectation for your senior year at Orange Park?
I just want to put Orange Park on the map, back on the map. We got some great players, we got some great coaches. I feel like with the work that we're putting in, I feel like we're gonna be great this year.
A lot of Seminole fans, Roderick, listening right now. Any message to the Florida State fans listening?
Go Noles.
Roderick Kearney, thank you very much, my friend.
Yes, sir.
There you go, Roderick Kearney of Orange Park. We spend so much time talking about the 3 Gator commitments in the area. You heard from them last night. Marcus Stokes of Nice, Trayon Webb, Trinity Christian, and Sharif Denson of Bartram. But Florida State got a good one right there. Roderick Kearney is a good football player, a football player Florida wanted. Make no mistake about it, and that Florida State was able to get. So that was one in the checkmark column for Mike Norvell and Florida State. A big check mark went into Columbia, South Carolina, and head coach Shane Beamer with the South Carolina Gamecocks when they got a commitment from Grayson Howard, the linebacker from Jackson High School. Talking to this young man yesterday, I was just unbelievably impressed. He's got a military. His father was in the military, and you can kind of tell that when you hear the young man. He's just an impressive high school athlete. That's really all I can say. I'll let you have a listen as well. But Grayson Howard really enjoyed this conversation of Jackson on his way to South Carolina. I had a chance to catch up with him yesterday as well at High School Football Media Day. Baker Sports 2022 High School Football Media Day. The Jackson Tigers have made their appearance. That means Grayson Howard has made his appearance, committed to the University of South Carolina. Grayson joins us here on 1010XL. Grayson, how you doing?
Good, and you?
Grayson, we are good, man. What's today been like for you? Midnight Madness tonight, now Media Day. High school football season is here.
Yes, sir. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to be here with my team and be able to practice earlier than everybody has practiced. Just a little tired, you know how it goes, 3 hours of sleep, but it's definitely a blessing. I'm really excited for what this season holds.
I want to talk about South Carolina in a moment, but let's talk about Jackson. There was a time for High School Media Day 10, 15 years ago. The Jackson Tigers walked in. Whoa, the Jackson Tigers are here. Then there was a lull. It appears now, led by you and your teammates, Jackson is starting to reemerge again. Do you get that sense?
Absolutely. I think we earn it every single day. Every day we're on Main Street, we're working. Coach Foy does a great job at putting us to work. I couldn't ask for a better coach to come in and take over the role of coaching us. He makes us better in every single way, and I'm so blessed to have him. We work, like I said, we work every single day, and we're going to continue to work. One thing we're going to do is we're going to lift weights, we're going to teach discipline, and we're going to work, and we're going to condition, and we're going to build our bodies up so that on Friday nights it's easy.
I was talking to Marcus Stokes, Trayon Webb, Roderick Kearney about this. You're in that conversation as well. When people play the Jackson Tigers this year, yeah, they're playing Jackson, but they're playing Grayson Howard too. Do you welcome that? There's a lot of expectations on you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But you build confidence working like we do on Main Street. It's I get a little pressure sometimes, but I mean, it's nothing that I can't handle. That's life. Going to be pressure on Saturdays and hopefully pressure on Sundays. So just handle the pressure and just play ball. That's what it's about. Just playing ball and trusting what you've been blessed with and oppose your will on people.
Along those lines, there are thousands of high school football players in this country. You are considered to be among the top 150 in the nation. You ever think about that? You know, your hard work and what that's meant to you?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like I said, it's definitely a blessing. I thank God every single day. Sometimes I'll just look in the mirror and be like, this is really happening. This is really happening. I've been playing football for a while now, and I remember like just yesterday I was a freshman on varsity with just playing with nothing to play for, just to be a good athlete and help my team out. And now I'm going to be playing on Saturdays. It's crazy to think about, but God got me and hard work got me.
A couple more for Grayson Howard of Jackson. Will be Grayson Howard of South Carolina in the very near future. What was it about the Gamecocks? What was it about Columbia, South Carolina that led you there?
It's definitely that the culture that Coach Beamer is building at South Carolina. He builds a culture of love and excellence. People that just want to be around you that have a common goal. I have the opportunity to go there and be a legend of South Carolina, win championships, compete in the SEC championship, national championship, and it just starts there. South Carolina is a platform for me and the other recruits that I'm trying to bring to be our best selves. The strength coach, Coach Day, probably my favorite coach on staff, reminds me so much of my head coach, Coach Foy. The way that he brings weights with manhood and discipline and combines it all to be able to compete, to play, it's what I live for. It's what I believe in, and I knew from my first visit up there, this was home. 8 visits later, on my 9th visit on my OV, I decided that I need to shut it down. So I committed, and it's been heaven ever since.
A couple of more for you. Here locally, Marcus Stokes, Trayon Webb, Roderick Kearney, Sharif Denson. We just talked to Devon Patterson. Guys that have already made their minds up, have already committed. Did you plan on doing that before your senior year? Did you kind of want the pressure off to just enjoy your last year of high school football?
Yeah, it was definitely my goal to, make sure that, all right, so going through spring, a lot of coaches hit me up, and I'm like, I have to focus on football. So going into summer, I knew that I needed to make my decision before going into my senior year. So I took my top 3, took my 3 OVs, saved South Carolina for last because they was always number 1, and I knew that this was where I needed to be. So, it's a blessing, and I made my decision.
You mentioned Shane Beamer. He was really funny at SEC Media Days, the videos he puts out. What kind of guy is he? Obviously, his father, very accomplished, and Frank Beamer. When you talk to Coach Beamer, what do you get from him? What kind of guy is he?
First, about the video, I want to give a props to Justin King. He's the media guy at South Carolina. He's real great at what he does. But Coach Beamer he's a people coach, definitely. And he cares for more about you than you're not just a number, just a name. He cares about your person, how you develop, how you grow. I can't say enough about him. When I told him I committed, he jumped into my arms. That's the type of coach that you need. That's the type of coach that you love. We talk constantly, And it feels like, some places you go, the head coach is like untouchable. Like, he's above everybody. Coach Beamer is part of the staff. He is the staff. Everybody's a family, and it's no hierarchy chart at South Carolina. And I knew that that's the place I wanted to be. And Coach Beamer, like I said, he's great, and I can't say enough about him.
I got to tell you, I've talked to a lot of high school guys in your shoes. I am very impressed. Seamless with the media. You're outstanding. I mean, where does this confidence with you come from? Obviously, a guy like you interacts with the media a lot, but very impressive today by you.
Yes, sir, I really appreciate it. I think, it comes from God. I believe, I'm really blessed. But also, my dad is retired military. He did 22 years in the Navy. So discipline, mannerism is also instilled in me since I was a young kid. He's a great guy, and he works his tail off so I can be in the position that I am. And I'm not stopping for nobody, because if anybody I'm stopping for is for him, and he worked his tail off, and I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. So I think that all this stuff comes from him, but him and God is definitely why I'm in the position I am right now.
Grayson Howard of Jackson on his way to South Carolina. You are going to be very easy to root for. Best of luck this year, buddy. We'll be watching.
I really appreciate it.
Follow 1010XL to Canton for live coverage from the Hall of Fame honoring Tony Baselli, August 3rd through 6th. Be a part of the celebration courtesy of the flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. 1010XL and renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Listen up. We want your car, and we're ready to pay more than anyone else. Curious to know how much? You can get an immediate appraisal and same-day cash at any of our stores. Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet will pay what you deserve. If it has 4 wheels and runs, let us take a look. Come see us now. Why are you still sitting there? We're not messing around. Get the most out of your car right now. Come visit us and see what we can do for you today. Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet. We want to wow you and buy your car.
Hi, I'm Emmitt Smith, Pro Football Hall of Famer and 3-time champion. Trust me, I know about joint pain.
Pro Football's all-time leading rusher, Emmitt Smith, talks about chronic joint pain and exciting new regenerative treatments from QC Kinetics.
I know what it's like to fight through pain, but now, you and I, we have help. QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in advanced, all-natural regenerative medicine that can give you lasting relief with no drugs, no downtime, and no surgery. Do you suffer with constant pain from arthritis or injury? Pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or lower back? Don't assume steroids, pain meds, and surgery are your only options. Regenerative, restorative, natural solutions are now available.
Don't let your joint pain keep you from doing the things you love.
Call QC Kinetics now for a free consultation and learn how regenerative medicine can repair and restore damaged joint tissue.
Make the call to QC Kinetics. Tell them Emmitt Smith sent you.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
With your home value up again, you are sitting on a pile of money. Don't just let it sit there. Use it. Hey, it's Prosser here for my friends at Loan Pronto. Introducing Loan Pronto's Equity Line of Credit program. You don't have to refinance, but you can access up to 97% of your home's value. Get cash now to pay off all your credit cards, or do that home improvement project. Get your down payment for a new home, or stash away for a safety net. You can get $50,000, even $100,000 or more out of your home, and the payments are crazy low. Think what you can do with $100,000 right now. Loan Pronto makes unlocking your equity easy, and they can probably even waive the appraisal fee. Don't let all the home equity pile up. Turn your house into an ATM machine and get the cash you need. Call Loan Pronto now, 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. You can also reach Loan Pronto at loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Kick off this fall on the links at Junior Achievement's annual Golf Classic at San Jose Golf and Country Club. For more than 11 years, the funds raised support JA's efforts to help inspire and prepare our youth to succeed in a global economy. All participants enjoy on-the-green breakfast, lunch, drinks, post-play reception, awards, contests, prizes, and much more. To play or sponsor, contact Stephanie Saman at janfl.org or call 398-9944, extension 231.
Hey Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
You know, many plumbers won't quote prices over the phone and instead charge a service fee for an in-home estimate. Of course, because they know once they're in your home, you're probably not going to send them away. But Roland Reach Plumbing is different. Roland will give you a price quote over the phone. And there's never a trip charge or service fee for an estimate. So if you've got a leak and can't wait a week and don't like paying unnecessary fees, call on Roland Reach Plumbing at plumbingjacksonville.com.
I see you're looking at CSSOutdoor.com again.
Well, since we've been working from home lately, I think it's time for...
We're finally adding some shade to our backyard space. Maybe a nice wooden pergola.
Maybe even a nice screen enclosure.
I am tired of hearing that bug zapper. Let's do it.
I've already requested a free quote, and their sales rep should be here any minute.
CSS, fireplaces and outdoor living.
There's still time to purchase your tickets for the summer nights presented by 1-2-1 Financial. Enjoy an evening affair benefiting Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida as you enjoy delicious foods from local restaurants like Orsay, craft cocktails, fine wine, and craft beer while dancing to live music from the Bold City Classics. Summer nights will be held Saturday, August 27th at the Glass Factory. Purchase your tickets at tinyurl.com/1010 Summer Nights.
Hicken here. Look for my video weekend updates for what is happening in sports and my take on it. The Weekend with Dan is available on YouTube, the 1010XL Twitter feed, and Instagram account. Brought to you by Millennium Physician Group, your connection to a healthier life.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL-FM Jacksonville Beach. This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. It's Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
1 hour down, 1 hour to go, taking you to midnight tonight. Of course, tomorrow night and Friday night, live shows up in Canton, Ohio, the site of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. No Hacker After Dark on Thursday. That's because the Hall of Fame game will be airing right here on 1010XL, the Jaguars and the Raiders. Switching gears to the NFL in one moment, did want to bring you one final interview from High School Media Day yesterday. Episcopal High School head coach Marcus Wells coming into his second year. We'll talk about his Episcopal football team, but their campus is being used by the Jaguars out at training camp. Doug Peterson spoke to the Episcopal football team. I think you'll find this conversation pretty interesting. Here is Episcopal head football coach Marcus Wells. Baker Sports High School Football Media Day, TIAA Bank Field. The Episcopal Eagles have arrived. That means second-year head coach Marcus Wells here with us on 1010XL. Coach, how we doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Coach, we are good. Differences for you this year opposed to last year, entering year number 2 as the head coach at Episcopal?
Yeah, good question. Last year felt more like a transition year for me. This year I feel like I'm putting my stamp on the program a little bit more. So that's really the main difference that I feel like is mine. Again, Mark prepared me very, very well, but now I feel like now I'm able to put things in place that are truly my own.
We've been out at Jaguar practice here during training camp. They're practicing at Episcopal. I know Doug Peterson talked to your football team. We'll get to that in a moment. That practice field that you guys built up for the Jaguars with the help of the Jaguar organization, mind you, is incredible. And I'm just curious, what goes on out there athletic-wise for Episcopal? It's one of the nicer things I've seen here in any high school.
It is. People don't know that we have that night sports campus about a mile and a half from the main campus on Atlantic. There's the boathouse out there. Lacrosse is out there. Tennis courts are out there. It's a huge facility. You've seen it. So, yeah, it's great. I would love to be able to get out there maybe and practice a little bit on those turf fields. That grass is really nice, but we're blessed with a great location, a school that's able to provide that with the Jaguars. It's been pretty neat to see.
Mentioned the Jaguars. They're practicing out of your campus. Doug Peterson talked to your football team. What was his message? What did that mean to your kids to hear from Doug Peterson?
It was great. Obviously, he's an ultimate professional, and to hear from a coach like that talking about what it takes, even at this age, to be disciplined, to work hard, to possibly get to your dream of playing in the NFL was really good to hear. But also teamwork, man, working together, being selfless, being brothers, all those things are things that we talk about to our team. So it's good to have them hear that from a guy like him.
What can we expect out of your Episcopal football team here in 2022?
You know what? We're playoff contenders. We have been for the last few years, and that's something that we want to continue. Our offense is going to be pretty dynamic this year, another year of a solid defense. So we're looking to keep things rolling like we've done in the past few years.
Suburban metro thing, that affect you guys at all?
It does. It does. Being a smaller school and lumped in with all those really big schools, it poses a challenge for us, but an opportunity for us to step up to the plate and meet those challenges. Being in a district with Bowles, BK, Wolfson, we're excited about that opportunity.
Anytime Episcopal gets together with the likes of Bishop Kenny and Bowles, certainly a lot of fun. That Bishop Kenny game is always a rivalry. Now it's a district game. That just adds that much more to it.
It really does. Being, a mile from each other on Atlantic, and now it means a lot more than just a normal regular season game. The atmosphere at BK is going to be pretty heightened, and we're excited to be able to be a part of that.
Today was day one of practice in the state of Florida. Have you guys gotten on the field yet? If not, what's the plan? What's day one like for you?
We actually have. We got on the field this morning. We took the boys out to Live Oak yesterday to kind of get away for a few days. So we'll be out there and starting practice out there. We'll be back on Wednesday. It was great to do that. Obviously we're going to practice hard, but it's a way to team bond as well, which is good.
Coach, we had you on under the Friday Night Lights last year. I'm sure we'll do it again this year. Best of luck to you, Coach.
Thank you. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
There you go, Marcus Wells of Episcopal. And again, thank you to all the coaches and the players who joined us for the 2022 Baker Sports High School Football Media Day yesterday down at TIAA Bank Field. The Jaguars and the Raiders kick off the NFL preseason with the Hall of Fame game on Thursday night. Coming up here in the 11 o'clock hour, we'll kind of get both sides of it. My friend Hayes Carline of 1010XL, you of course get him every day on the Frangie Show. He'll give us kind of the Jaguar perspective going into Thursday night. And then we'll go out to Sin City. We'll go out to Las Vegas, Nevada. Adam Hill of ESPN Radio out in Las Vegas will give us the Raider side of things. How are the Raiders approaching this Hall of Fame game on Thursday night? The debut of Josh McDaniels as the head coach of the Raiders against Doug Peterson, making his Jaguar debut. Of course, Doug Peterson earlier today announced that Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne would not be playing in the Hall of Fame game. Josh McDaniels, as of right now, has not made any formal announcement, but I would anticipate that a lot of Raiders will not see the field as well. Why on earth would you play Derek Carr or Devontae Adams or anybody of that sort? So a lot of youngsters probably for Las Vegas, taking on a lot of youngsters here from Jacksonville on Thursday night. NFL talk the rest of the way here on Hacker After Dark. It is a Tuesday night in Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us with Dylan Denmark. I'm the Hacker Ryan Green, 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Super moments.
This is the play of the game right here.
Super games.
Everyone wants to be a part of NFL history.
Superstars.
He is a difference maker now.
On the Superstation.
You will be wowed.
1010X. 1010XL.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It all comes down to Daytona in the Coke Zero Sugar 400 race weekend, August 26th and 27th. Answer this question for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Coke Zero Sugar 400 August 27th. Who was on the pole position for last year's Coke Zero Sugar 400? Text the driver's last name only to 641-1010. Who was on the pole position for last year's Coke Zero Sugar 400? Text the driver's last name only to 641-1010 for your chance to win.
When you owe the IRS and can't pay,
Call J. David Tax Law for effective tax representation. Never trust your tax problem to a so-called tax resolution company that doesn't employ attorneys. We are a firm of experienced tax attorneys that has successfully represented over 10,000 clients. Call 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com to schedule a no-cost consultation.
Find your why in your next career move at the First Coast YMCA. Everyone can get involved and make a difference in your community at the Y. And if you'd like to turn your passion into a fulfilling career, the Y is an equal opportunity employer and is now hiring youth program leaders, lifeguards, swim instructors, and more. Plus, Y staff enjoy benefits including free YMCA membership and free childcare while you work. Find your passion, find your why in a career at fcymca.org.
Though no longer little, teens still need a lot of love. Yet teens in foster care have a harder time finding it, as 82% of foster families are home to kids 12 or younger. You can positively impact a teen's life as a foster parent with help from Family Support Services of North Florida. You provide patience, love, and understanding, and Family Support Services will offer specialized training, resources, and a community of support. Take the next step at foster-now.org. That's foster-now.org.
Wholesale prices, premium service.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here, encouraging you to go back to school confidently with Tire Outlet. During the month of August, get 10% off any service when you show your student or teacher ID. That's right, 10% off all students and teachers the entire month of August. Just bring your ID. For more details on all back-to-school specials, visit TireOutlet.com.
Wholesale prices, premium service. Tire Outlet.
When it comes to commercial fence services, Superior Fence and Rail has you covered. If your business needs automatic gates or security fence and railings, trust Superior with your next commercial project. Superior's team delivers great communication, high-quality products, and exceptional customer service. Just read any of their 2,300-plus reviews.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Buy a dozen, get a dozen free. That's the special Kuhn Flowers is now offering as they celebrate their 75th anniversary. For a limited time only, get a dozen assorted roses, just $74.95. And get another dozen absolutely free. Call now, Kuhn Flowers.
Waste Management is now paying a $5,000 new hire bonus to CDL drivers and heavy truck mechanics for jobs in Jacksonville, Green Cove Springs, Callahan, and St. Augustine. Apply online at wm.com/careers. Equal opportunity employer.
I'm Lauren Brooks. Join me for the Gator Report on 1010XL.
Go Gators!
As I break down the latest storylines in Gator Nation.
Brought to you by Darley's Plumbing, where quality counts on 1010XL.
Your home of the Florida Gators.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Hacker, After Dark on 1010XL. Now, another interview on the Farah and Farah phone line. Brought to you by the accident attorneys at Farah and Farah.
Back here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville, the Jaguars and the Raiders. This Thursday night, the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio. Will kick off Doug Peterson's tenure here in Jacksonville. From a Las Vegas point of view, they will kick off Josh McDaniels' tenure there with the Las Vegas Raiders. Adam Hill covers the Raiders for the Las Vegas Review-Journal. You also hear him on ESPN Radio out in Las Vegas, and he's always kind enough to join us here on 1010XL in Jacksonville. Adam, happy football season to you, man. We're pretty excited down here to see what the Jaguars have beginning Thursday night. What is the thought out there in Las Vegas about this Hall of Fame game?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of newness. It seems like the season just ended. I mean, the Raiders were just in Cincinnati, and then the draft was here in Las Vegas. Not a whole lot of time to recover from that, but football is here, and the Raiders are excited, I think, to see just what the new regime looks like. I think fans want to see what a Josh McDaniels team looks like on the field. We haven't experienced a whole lot of that here in training camp. It's very tight-lipped, very quiet about what they're going to do. What they want to do out on the field, and even who's going to play. I saw you guys in Jacksonville announce hey, Trevor Lawrence not playing, Travis Etienne not playing. We'd love to have information like that out here, but this is Patriots West, so we don't really get to hear that stuff.
You mentioned Patriots West. Josh McDaniels obviously learned from Bill Belichick. What kind of interesting things is he putting you guys in the media through during training camp?
Yeah, OTAs and minicamp were just brutal as far as like hiding everything. We've seen a little bit more in training camp because there are fans that are there to see, but they do kind of, when they're going to go 11 on 11, when they want to run anything that they might be doing during the season, there's a lot of lining up on the third field far away from the media and lining up players to kind of block what's going on. So it's tough to really gauge a whole lot of what's happening out on the field, but I think there's a lot of excitement. There's no hiding it when you're on the field on TV, so we're going to get to see. I don't think it's I don't think they're going to reveal much of their game plan for the season. I know the Jaguars and Raiders play during the regular season, so I know they don't want to show a whole lot in that regard. But I think you will see the first semblances of what the Josh McDaniels offense looks like.
Adam Hill, Las Vegas Review-Journal. You also hear him on ESPN Radio out in Las Vegas. Is the Hall of Fame game, the Raiders and the Jaguars, this Thursday night. Adam, you mentioned Doug Peterson earlier this week said Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne will not play here. Although you haven't gotten the information yet from Josh McDaniels, what does your gut tell you? Are we going to see quite a few of the backups starting for the Raiders on Thursday night?
Yeah, I think you can safely assume guys like Derek Carr, Devontae Adams probably not playing. I would think Josh Jacobs probably not playing as well. Darren Waller hasn't been practicing at all. It's kind of a mystery of what's going on there. I know there's a contract situation, but I don't know that necessarily has to do with it, so I doubt he plays. Chandler Jones hasn't been practicing, so I doubt he plays as well. Max Crosby. Like the big names I think won't play, but I think you will see some regulars maybe for a series or two. I think particularly on the offensive line, they're still shaking out the rotation on the offensive line. And I don't think you want to just put like one potential starter out with a bunch of other backups because you're not really gauging how they work together, how their chemistry is. So I think you might see a series or two from the potential starting offensive line and maybe on the defensive line rotation as well. But certainly in this, especially with an extra game here to prepare in the preseason, doubt you'll see a whole lot of the star players necessarily out on the field. But it was funny in the media room the other day before they left for Canton, Josh McDaniels was asked about his rotation and who's going to play. And he said it's not even a discussion they've had yet. And there was a big chuckle out of us in the media because, of course, you've had that conversation. You just don't want to talk about it. But that is our adjustment to kind of learning Josh McDaniels a little bit and what he's learned from Bill Belichick. It's different because we've seen Bill Belichick famously over the years kind of mumble everything and just not say anything at all. Josh McDaniels will very eloquently say nothing at all. It'll be 45 seconds of just going in a circle, and then you transcribe it, and there's just nothing there. So he's perfected that art for sure.
Adam Hill, Las Vegas Review-Journal. You also hear him on ESPN Radio in Las Vegas. He's with us here on 1010XL in Jacksonville. Adam, before we get to the game or back to the game, I'm curious. Obviously, Baselli going into the hall here is a huge deal. We're all up in Canton as a radio station. We're covering it. It's one of the biggest moments for us in Jaguar franchise history as the first Jaguar to go in to Canton being Tony Baselli. I'm curious from the Raiders' point of view. Richard Seymour ended his career with the Raiders there in Oakland. Obviously, Cliff Branch going in as a lifelong Raider. What is the thought about the Raiders playing in this game because of those two men going into Canton?
So it's really different, right? Like they call it Raider Nation. Of course, everybody's heard that term, and the fan base stretches over most of the West Coast because they played over most of the West Coast. The Oakland fans and the old school LA fans, of course, are just over the moon about Cliff Branch in particular. You mentioned Richard Seymour, not really known more as a Raider, but the Cliff Branch one is a guy. He's family to so many people in that building. He's beloved by the organization. It's a family organization with the Davis family. They love the fact that Cliff Branch is getting his moment. Not how they wanted it, but he's getting the moment. And so there's excitement about that among most of the fans that have been fans for a long time. But look, Las Vegas is a place that just got the Raiders 3 years ago, and there's not really that connection necessarily. So very different between the Las Vegas fans and who's around here and who's been fans for just a couple of years and don't have that tie to the organization, and those that follow the team and root for the team from back in the days in Oakland and in Los Angeles. Those are the ones that are really fired up and excited about it. So you get that kind of divide between the fan base of learning about the history and trying to understand the history and appreciate it, and the ones that have lived through it and been through it. So two very different vibes, I think, among the divide in the fan base.
Adam, I was out there back in April, spent way too much time at Caesar's Palace and the Bellagio there on the blackjack table. Had a heck of a good time until I didn't have a good time anymore, which I'm sure a lot of people around Vegas can say. But that stadium's a cathedral, man. I mean, I've seen a lot of stadiums in the NFL. I looked at that thing. I said, holy moly, that is unbelievable. What has the response been like? I would imagine being in Las Vegas, you get a lot of visiting fans coming into that place. Yeah. But what is the Las Vegas Raiders? How has the town received them?
It's interesting, especially because, they're coming in on the heels. They're the second team that came here, right? So the Golden Knights came in and they got the break of going to the finals in that first year, and also the unfortunate side of that, but was also turned into be kind of a positive for the organization in the city, was that their first game was basically a week after the horrific tragedy on the Strip with the shooting, and the Golden Knights kind of tied the town together, right? They brought everyone together. It was that bonding moment after this horrific tragedy, and the Golden Knights have just been, such a tie to the community, such a part of the city and the fabric of the city and the community. And then the Raiders come along, and it's the first year where there's no fans allowed in the building. There's the drama over the stadium funding and all of that. So it's been a little bit of a slower process for the city to embrace the Raiders. But I think it's really happening. It's starting to happen. Going to the playoffs certainly helped. Acquiring a guy like Davante Adams that everybody knows, I think, certainly helped. So there's that excitement around the team and some hope of moving forward. Last year was just a horrible year for the organization between, John Gruden and Henry Ruggs and all of that. So it's been a slow process because of just circumstances that have kind of been in the way of that bonding. But I think it's starting to happen. And I think as we get further and further along, kids that are coming up and learning about football in school are starting to become Raiders fans, and the fan base is starting to kind of get that. But most of the people here in Vegas are football fans, but they have their own allegiances. So it's a process to kind of tie that in. The Golden Knights also had people that weren't fans of hockey that just discovered hockey because of the Golden Knights. So it's a totally different process. But you are starting to see it a little bit. It's just a little slower. And you're right. It's a lot of visiting fans that are in that building when games start. And I think the Raiders want to change that. And over time, I think they will.
Final moments here with Adam Hill, Las Vegas Review-Journal. You also hear him on ESPN Radio out in Las Vegas. Hall of Fame game Thursday night, Raiders and the Jaguars. Adam, look, when the schedule comes out, we knew we played the AFC West here in Jacksonville. So when Russell Wilson goes to Denver and when Davante Adams and Chandler Jones go to Vegas, and, you look and you see what the Chargers do with Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson, we're thinking, holy moly, the Jaguars are in for some trouble potentially playing that division. You guys reside in that division. You're 6 games a year in that division. What was your thought process this offseason when seemingly every day there for about 2 weeks, all pros and future Hall of Famers were entering the AFC West?
I don't even think it was seemingly every day. I think it was every day that there'd be somebody signing somewhere in the AFC West. And it almost became a joke of, oh, who's going to sign tomorrow in the division? And it just kept happening. It was wild. And it's also why I was a little bit surprised the Raiders took the track that they did. I actually kind of thought with a new regime coming in, a new staff, kind of looking at the roster that they had, even though they went to the playoffs last year, I kind of thought they'd take a step back. I thought they might trade some assets, acquire some draft picks, and try to rebuild for like 2-3 years down the road when, Russell Wilson will be that much older. Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert's contracts will hamper those teams a little bit more, and the Raiders could be primed to pounce at that time. But instead, they just joined the arms race themselves and jumped into the mix and got Davante and got Chandler, and they're going all in. So it's a risky strategy, I think, to try to go all in at the same time the rest of the division is going all in. But they believe that they have the pieces in place. I mean, offensively, they certainly do. The pieces are there to compete. Defensively, they're going to need some things to go their way and some breaks to happen in order to compete. But that's the tack they took. So we'll see how it works out. But this division is wild, and you're right. You guys played against them 4 times. That's tough. But for the Raiders, it's 6 games. It's mostly primetime spots, as it should be, because these games are going to be very highly watched. And it starts right in week 1. The Raiders down in L.A. playing the Chargers. It's going to be, a huge game every time these divisional foes square off, because you can't fall too far behind by losing all these games in the division.
Crazy thing to me, Adam, Derek Carr gets an extension this offseason. Derek Carr might be a top 12 quarterback in the league, and he's arguably the fourth best quarterback in his own division, which is very, very odd to say. I really like Derek Carr. I think now with Devontae Adams, if Darren Waller's healthy, he could be very, very good. What was the reaction about that 3-year extension he signed?
Well, it's a 3-year extension, but it's a 1-year extension. And I know, NFL contracts are kind of crazy and convoluted. And every time I say it's a 1-year extension, I get a call from, the agent and says, no, it's 3 years. And I get it. But it's a 1-year deal. It's a guaranteed for 1 year, and they can get out of it after one. And I think that's part of, kind of the Derek Carr story of nobody's ever completely sold on him. But you're right. When you say he's probably top 12, I think he's like the 12th best quarterback in the league, which means you're the 12th best quarterback on planet Earth. So, you think about that in that context, and that's insane. Like, that's such an accomplishment and such a thing to have. But it's also put your franchise in a tough position, right? Because you don't know if you can win a Super Bowl with the 12th best quarterback, but it's going to be really, 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 really hard to find somebody better. And so I think that, over the last couple of years before Josh McDaniels was here, there was a lot of flirtations between John Gruden and some quarterbacks. There was the courting of Tom Brady. There was the, flirtations with Russell Wilson a little bit. There was the talk of Aaron Rodgers potentially coming. And if you're going to move on from Derek Carr, those are the guys you have to kind of look for. But it's a tough spot for the organization to be in because I think they really believe Derek Carr is, the 11th or 12th best quarterback on planet Earth. But you want to do better than that, and it's tough to do. And it's just a really hard place for them to be in. So I think Derek Carr should have a very, very good season. He's got everything he wanted. He got not only the best receiver in the NFL, but his best friend, Devontae Adams. They go back to college together. They hang out in the offseason together. This is who we wanted. So there's really nothing, this year is such a make-or-break year, but it's a tough spot because, as you said, the division is so good. But, hey, you've got to win this division or at least be close to it if you want to, to kind of get that long-term assurance that you're the guy.
Adam Hill, Las Vegas Review-Journal, ESPN Radio in Las Vegas. Adam, 2 final questions. Number 1, when you look at the Raiders, you look at where they are in the AFC West. Are they going to contend for a wild card spot? They got in last year. As you mentioned, Cincinnati had to hold on to beat them, quite frankly, in the fourth quarter. It was a very good game on wild card weekend. Do you expect something similar for the Raiders this year to get in as a potential wild card-esque team?
They're going to be in the mix. But look, it's tough. You mentioned being the 4th best quarterback potentially in the division for Derek Carr. The odds board, and we are very familiar and focused on that in Las Vegas all the time, has them as the 4th best team in the division. Their over-under win total is 8.5. So even if you go over that, if you get to 9, I don't know that that's good enough. My consistent thought on this team has been they are going to be a much, much better team than they were last year because I thought last year was a fluke. I didn't think they were very good on the field. They just kind of found a couple of ways to win some games and had an easy schedule. I think the team is far better this year, but I think the record is worse for a couple of reasons. 1, the division is so good, and 2, even their schedule outside the division is really difficult. I think the Chiefs have maybe the hardest schedule I've ever seen in the NFL, but the Raiders aren't too far behind, and I think it's going to be really tough to navigate this schedule. So I think they're a much better team, a much improved team, but the record goes down, and I don't think they're in the playoffs.
Adam, final question. Zay Jones is here in Jacksonville. Has done some nice things, quite frankly, this offseason. Give Jaguar fans just a little tidbit on Zay Jones, his time out there as a Raider, and what they could expect from Zay Jones here in 2022.
Well, I know the fans don't necessarily care about this, but in terms of dealing with us and the media on a day-to-day basis, the beat writers, he is unbelievable. He's just a great dude. You'll hear pretty much all season long when you'll hear interviews and guys on the podium as a fan, guys will be like, oh, man, Zay Jones is such a great dude to play for. I love that guy. He's so amazing. He's so good in the locker room. Just a good dude. But also, he can play. He hasn't had that, breakout superstar season, but he's always solid. He always gives the quarterback what he needs. He gets open and a great teammate. So I think people should be excited about him down there.
Hey, Adam, always appreciate the time, man. Best of luck to the Raiders. And like you said, this is a regular season matchup as well. So I know we'll be dialing your phone in a couple of months. Hopefully the Jaguars are still in contention at that point. Yeah. That's our hope. And I think they will be. I think things are a lot better here with Doug Peterson. But thank you for the time, man. Let's hope for a good preseason game on Thursday night.
Yeah, and fans out there, be ready because you're going to hear nothing but talk about how Josh McDaniels played at Canton High School and was a star there and played on that field and coached on that field, and his dad is a coach on the field. So it's going to be a lot of that talk during this game on Thursday.
Thank you, Adam.
Yep.
To our fans, I know you've been through a lot.
It's a new season.
But that's about to change.
A new era.
There's a sense of urgency here.
A new hope.
The players here want to win.
And I like where this team's headed.
I want to win.
We're all here to win, prepared to play our best.
To make this a winning organization.
A new beginning starts Thursday night in Canton against Las Vegas. Hear it happen on 1010XL.
This is your Mad Dad's Update with Chapter President Donald Ford.
We are off the chain again. We had 5 shootings, 2 killed in a matter of hours. It was not just the north side. It was all over. Mayport, south side, west side, north side. Let you know it's not just one part of town. We know they have a sheriff race coming up. We cannot get caught up on that. We as a community have got to say enough is enough. We've got to take a stand and start breaking the code of silence and tell what we know. As always, JSO was not there when the 5 shootings occurred. Hit me on Facebook and tell me what you think.
For information about Mad Dad, go to Mad Dad's Jacksonville Chapter Facebook or MadDadJacksonville.com.
Bill was tired of saying no to his kids because of his debilitating pain.
I have 3 kids that are 13 and under. Every day they're asking, Dad, can we take a bike ride? Dad, can we play ping pong? Unfortunately, in the past, I had to sadly say no quite often.
An accident left Bill with aching knees and shoulders. Even after 4 knee surgeries, Bill still felt constant pain in his knees. And then he discovered QC Kinetics and their natural biologic therapies.
I did it on the knee. It really became life-changing. I've had the same results with the shoulder.
QC Kinetics non-invasive regenerative treatments help restore damaged tissue and provided much-needed relief for knees, hips, shoulders, and backs. Right there in the office, no downtime. Bill's able to do just about anything these days.
Like taking my kids to Disney World and walking 10 miles a day at Disney, bike riding, taking a walk on the beach.
Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Hicken here for Roof It Right. You know the drill. Hey, that's our show. Don't let anyone touch your roof until you got a quote from my friends at Roof It Right. Storm season right around the corner. Get prepared now with an inspection from Jacksonville's Master Elite Roofer, and sleep easy knowing your home is protected by the area's best materials and best warranties. There's a lot of roofers here in town. Roof It Right is the company I trust. Schedule your estimates today at roofitRightFL.com. That's roofitRightFL.com, and see why your friends and neighbors say Roof It Right so you can sleep at night.
One of the best things that happened here over the past year is the arrival of QC Kinetics. Hey, it's Leon Searcy here. QC Kinetics is giving relief every day to folks here with chronic joint pain using the latest advancements in regenerative medicine. They harness the power of your own body healing properties, like in your blood or plasma, concentrate them and apply them to your affected joints. The results can be mind-blowing. These regenerative treatments are designed to repair and restore your damaged tissues so that you can move again without pain. Play golf, tennis, run, walk upstairs without hurting. The success rate is incredible. QC Kinetics is growing now with clinics in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. Folks here are getting real relief with no drugs, no steroids, no surgery. Discover the exciting all-natural, advanced natural options that we now have access to. Thanks to QC Kinetics. It's a free consultation. See what your options are. Now in Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. Call 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hicken here. About 2 years ago, I had Bueller Air out to install the nicest system we've ever had at our home. Why did I choose Bueller? Well, they were and still are locally owned, and their service is immaculate. I mean, they really have the coolest guys in town. Right now, they even have 0% financing available on all new systems. So remember, for AC needs, stay cooler with Bueller.
Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hotline Jacko here, sports fans. Woody's Barbecue has the fallingest off the bone ribs and chicken, the moistiest turkey and pork, and the bestest French fries and vegetables.
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do. Let's eat.
Men suffering from PE or ED, has Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra let you down? Regardless of your age or past medical history, you'll see results on your first visit at Prime Men's Medical Center, or you pay nothing. Guaranteed. Call us at 664-8217.
Ladies,
Are you interested in golf but not sure where to start? Well, golf needs a little refreshment, and we believe the answer is female. You are invited to be part of LEGS, the Lady Executive Golf Society, a place for business for women of all levels to come together in an exclusive environment to learn about golf, grow their businesses, laugh, and improve your game. Join us for our signature events, where you choose 9 and wine or a group lesson every first and third Wednesday of each month, where we can grow and learn together. Go to ladiesexecutivegolfsociety.com.
Hey Gator fans, Hayes Carline here. Listen for my summer podcast about how Billy Napier is building back the Gators. We'll talk to players, staff, and Coach Napier about how the Gators get back to glory. This podcast is presented by the personal injury law firm of Harrell & Harrell.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. Hacker After Dark on 1010XL. Now, another interview on the Farah and Farah phone line, brought to you by the accident attorneys at Farah and Farah.
Back here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM in the city of Jacksonville. We are glad you are with us. The Jaguars play a football game on Thursday night against the Las Vegas Raiders. We are all heading up to Canton, Ohio tomorrow as the preseason for the National Football League gets underway. Hayes Carline of The Frangie Show has been at every Jaguar training camp practice, and he joins us here on Hacker After Dark. Hayes, how we doing?
I'm doing great, Hacker, man. I got to say, I was complaining about my itinerary to Canton until I heard your schedule, and now you're my idol because I'm going to have a cup of coffee or a stiff drink waiting for you. Are you doing a show until midnight and then on the 5:40 a.m. flight with me tomorrow morning?
There's just no question about it. I mean, I'm on a plane here in about 6 hours. I'm at the airport here in about 4.5 hours, and there's no other place I'd rather be right now than talking with Hayes Carline on Hacker After Dark. But it's going to be fun. There's no question about that. Hayes, we found out today, no Trevor Lawrence, no Travis Etienne, as expected for me. But Doug Peterson left the door open that we actually might see a few starters there on Thursday night getting some action.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting on both accounts. First off, I love the transparency of Doug Peterson to be like, yeah, Trevor's not playing Thursday. I can go ahead and tell you that now. And if the league doesn't like that I've ruined their promotional material for that game, then so be it. But I think obviously that's smart. And I just like Doug Peterson because there's no games and there's no farcical things. It's like, I'm not going to have Trevor Lawrence get dressed only to tap him on the shoulder after warm-ups and say, you're not playing tonight. Now to the converse of what you were saying, my guess is by the time Doug gets to 90 minutes before kickoff, that list is going to substantially grow. I don't see the Jaguars playing a lot of starters in this game. Now, I don't think Doug Peterson is necessarily, I don't think he's trying to steer us in a bad direction. I just think coaches tend, as the game gets a little closer, I think they tend to be like, you know what, is it really worth putting them out there? So I am curious to see if we see any starters, but my guess is going to be very few and far between, if any. I mean, I don't need to see Trayvon Walker or Luke Fortner, and the rookies are the guys that you would think, the rookie stars are the ones that you would think maybe he would want to put out there. I don't need to see any of those guys do anything in Canton, Ohio, except drink Gatorade on the sideline. I mean, I think the last thing the Jaguars need is attrition. The only chance they have is to be one of the healthiest teams in the league this year. So they've got to get to the starting line September 11th in Washington healthy. And I just don't think they've got a lot of good work done so far in training camp. I would be very hesitant to put a starter out there against the Raiders on Thursday evening.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, maybe a Snoop Connor, Gregory Jr., guys like that are the guys that I'm interested in seeing on Thursday night. And I do think guys like that will get some pretty significant playing time. Hayes, the first week of camp in the books. They've been in pads now for, 3 or 4 practices. Surprises to you, either good or bad. What has stood out to you in the first week of camp?
Yeah, I think from a bad standpoint, not being able to see Devin Lloyd yet has been disappointing because I have such high expectations for him. And now the good part of that is I've been encouraged by what I've seen out of the defense. And I think he's going to end up being one of their best playmakers right out of the gate. So, the hamstring injury isn't expected to be serious. And it's smart that they are being very cautious with it because, again, they don't play until, for 5-6 more weeks. So, but that's been disappointing just because I was so excited to see Devin Lloyd. I would say in terms of real positives, Tyson Campbell and Andre Sisco have been great. So I really like the secondary. Trayvon Walker has been very disruptive. Josh Allen's had moments of brilliance. Foye Oluokun really looks like he's the answer in the middle. I think Foley Fatukasi was having a good camp prior to the calf injury, and he should be back, and that doesn't seem to be a big deal. So I think defensively I like what I'm seeing. And offensively, I think they've been good. Trevor's been good. Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram have been good. I think Walker Little's done a nice job filling in for Jawan Taylor. And so I'm encouraged to see if he's been able to push ahead in that battle and solidify himself as the starting right tackle. And Travis Etienne's looked great. So there's been way more good, in my opinion, than bad. And in terms of just disappointing performances, I don't know that I'd really have anybody all that high on that list, in terms of guys that we're counting from, I haven't seen Caleb on Chason do anything, but I don't know that we're really counting on him to do anything. He just seems to be completely miscast as an edge rusher. But, I think for the most part, guys have really responded well to Doug Peterson. I think they're being put in good situations to succeed. And right now, I think it's been pretty good football between the offense and the defense. I'd give the defense a little bit of the edge, but I think both have been good. I don't think it's been a lot of unforced errors on either side. It's just been, winners and the offense or the defense making plays. So I'm encouraged by what I've seen so far, but obviously we'll have a little bit of a better indicator once we get to next week and, we get to that second preseason game where starters will probably get some action out there.
A couple of more for Hayes Carline of the Frangie Show. You get him every day here on 1010XL and on 92.5 FM. Hayes, we know the team's better, right? January 9th, they walked off the field. They beat Indianapolis that day, but you knew there was going to be a lot of changes. And with the free agency, with the draft class, the team's better. That's relative, though. The question is how much better. Like you said, we haven't seen them yet in game action. Probably won't see the legitimate Jacksonville Jaguars probably until the first week of the year in Washington. But in your opinion, you're down there every day. You're as close to the team as anyone. How much better, Hayes, do you feel they are now than they were in January?
I think they're light years better because they're way more organized and they're on paper better. I mean, they had a lot of ammunition this offseason. They had the significant draft capital. They had tons of money, and they spent to that. So, I mean, you look at the additions that they have made, and it starts with Doug Peterson. It was, just such a dramatic upgrade over Urban Meyer. It's comical. And then you look at all the additions that they've made, and I'm going to leave guys out, but, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, Luke Fortner, Zay Jones, Trayvon Walker, Devin Lloyd, Foye Oluokun, Foley Fatukasi. You look at the emerging players like Travis Etienne and Tyson Campbell and Andre Sisco and Trevor, and the growth that those guys can make. I'm excited about the second year free agents, the guys that I think arrived in Jacksonville last year and were met with a train wreck. Shaq Griffin, Roy Robertson Harris, Rayshawn Jenkins, Marvin Jones. I think that is an underplayed storyline because that's a common theme in the NFL anyway. Sometimes guys need that second year, even if they're really high paid free agents, just to get to that level of play. Taishan Gibson's a pretty good recent example here of a guy that first year people weren't really sure if that was a good signing. In his second year, a lot of people in the building thought he should have gone to the Pro Bowl. So that I think is an underrated aspect of this as well. It's not just that they've got a bunch of first-year players, whether free agents or draft picks. It's not just that they have a bunch of premium second-year draft picks, that Trevor class, but they also have this wave of second-year free agents that really weren't given a chance in any sort of functional environment last year that now have that. That's a lot of guys. Now, not all those guys are going to hit. We know how the NFL works. But hell, if 50% of those guys have really productive seasons, okay, well, now all of a sudden you're a football team that's got, 6 or 7 really good players on each side of the ball. And that doesn't include the few seasoned veterans that they have, like Josh Allen and Cam Robinson and guys like that. And, I left out Brandon Sheriff, a 5-time Pro Bowler. He's new here as well.
Yeah, look, they did a lot. There's no question about that. I think this is a 6, maybe 7-win football team, which would be a drastic improvement from where they have been in years past. Hayes Carline here, final moments. Hayes, 2 final questions. Know you're busy. You got to get packed because in 5 hours I'm going to see you at the airport, and I'm going to have a cocktail with you, I'm sure, in Charlotte when we're on our way over here in about 7 hours. For Thursday night. Give Jaguar fans 1 or 2 guys that are going to play that might open some eyes. Is there a guy out there that maybe Jaguar fans don't know about yet that they'll find out about on Thursday night?
I'll tell you the guy. They know about this guy. But this is somebody that I have a feeling could generate some draft buzz for them. I think Jake Luton is going to play well. And I'm curious to see if Jake Luton can play well Thursday and look good in the other games. And he's going to get playing time throughout. I don't know that they're going to play Trevor much in the preseason, but I really don't know if C.J. Beathard's going to be cleared because he can't run. He hasn't been cleared for that. So I don't think he's overly close. So Jake Luton is going to get a lot of looks. And, I mean, watching him in practice, he has got some skill. And if he's able to go out there and, really play well, again, I'm not trying to create a Rob Johnson scenario here. I don't think anybody's given us Fred Taylor for Jake Luton. But, is he able to go out there and play well enough that maybe the Jaguars are able to trade him late in camp for, a 6th, 7th round pick, something like that? Because I don't think they're going to keep 3 quarterbacks. I think it'll be Trevor and C.J. Beathard. But Luton is a guy that I think was better than he was portrayed when he got those 3 games a couple years ago. I've watched him in camp. I think there's something there. And I expect that he will play well if he's given a chance. Now, if the snaps are high and guys are fumbling the exchange, then it's going to be difficult. But if he gets some serviceable play around him, I think Jake Luton's going to play well.
It'll be interesting to see. There's no question about that as Luton gets his opportunity. Hayes Carline of the Frangie Show. Leave us with this. Tony Baselli going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Hayes, 60 seconds here. What's your thought on Baselli and the impact it'll have not only for the organization, but really for the city of Jacksonville on Saturday afternoon?
Well, it's an opportunity for the city and the franchise to do something that we don't often get to do, which is to sort of puff our chests out and really say, hey, look at us. We've got something special here. Because that's what Tony Baselli is, and that's what he was as a football player. He's special. And, it was obviously a privilege to watch him in his career here and the good times that he helped lead. And it's going to be a fantastic moment. I honestly don't think we're going to be able to describe it until it happens, because to have him up there and to have the NFL spotlight on Tony and on the Jaguars and the city for that moment of time, I really think it's going to be unique. We've never experienced anything like it. So I can't wait. It's going to be a fantastic celebration, and I'm thrilled for Tony that he's getting this amazing, prestigious honor.
Hayes, I agree with everything you said, and I will see you at the gate at the airport in about 5 hours, my friend. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Hacker. Take care.
And there you go, Adam Hill of the Las Vegas Review-Journal. You also hear him on ESPN Radio in Las Vegas. We thank him for joining us here on Hacker After Dark, on 1010XL, and on 92.5 FM. And certainly it will be interesting to see what the Raiders can do this year. That is a tough division out there in the AFC West We know what the Denver Broncos have. We know certainly what the Los Angeles Chargers have and the Kansas City Chiefs. It is tough. The Jaguars will see all 4 of those teams, and we'll see the Raiders twice. We'll see them Thursday night in Canton, Ohio. We'll also see them during the regular season. Again, thank you to Adam Hill of ESPN Radio in Las Vegas. That'll just about wrap it up. What has been a really busy Tuesday night edition here on Hacker After Dark. Thank you guys for staying up late with us tonight here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Again, Adam Hill out in Las Vegas. Hayes Carline of the Frangie Show joined us earlier. And then in hour number 1, it was a lot of high school ball. The head coach of the Bulls Bulldogs, Matthew Toblin, the head coach of Trinity Christian, Verlin Dormany. You had a very good linebacker from Jackson High School committed to South Carolina, Grayson Howard, stopped by the program, and a Florida State commitment from Orange Park High School in offensive lineman Roderick Kearney. Thank you to all those gentlemen for joining us here tonight on Hacker After Dark. That'll do it for me from the city of Jacksonville for the week. I will be talking to you tomorrow night from Canton, Ohio. Hacker After Dark will originate from Canton both tomorrow and Friday. Of course, we are off Thursday night as the Jaguars and the Raider broadcast will be right here on both 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Dylan Denmark was your producer tonight. Dylan, a terrific job as always. I'm the Hacker Ryan Green in Jacksonville. We always appreciate you staying up late with us on a Tuesday night here on HAD on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. So for all of us, have an absolutely terrific remainder of your Tuesday night, and I will talk to you beginning at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, live from Canton, Ohio, the site of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Until then, good night, Jacksonville.
All you do is yell at each other. You're not friends.
No, we're family. Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser. The Drill. Mornings on 1010XL.
Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is the sports medicine leader in Northeast Florida. We're proud to be the official sports medicine provider for your hometown teams, including the Jaguars, Sharks, Axemen, Armada, and the Jumbo Shrimp. We have the most cutting-edge resources for sports medicine care, including active armor casting, Alter-G anti-gravity treadmills, and highly trained physicians and athletic trainers. JOI is truly where the pros go, and so should you.
Do you have an unused car, truck, motorcycle, boat, or RV taking up space? Put it to good use by donating it to the NASCAR Foundation. Proceeds help fund medical resources for children in our racing community. Your wheels can heal. Call 844-NASCAR-9 and we'll come tow away your vehicle for free. The process is quick and your gift is tax deductible. Call 844-NASCAR-9 to donate your vehicle to the NASCAR Foundation today. Your donation will help our children survive and thrive.
The station that covers the Jaguars day in and day out. WJXL AM and FM, Jacksonville Beach. This is 1010XL, home of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Mike Rowe here with a gentle reminder that civilization is held together by pipes, wires, and cables. It's true. There are over 5 million miles of gas lines, power lines, fiber optic lines, water lines, and sewer lines, all buried beneath your feet. And every 60 seconds, somebody digs into one. Look, if you're thinking about digging around, do yourself a favor and call 811 first just to find out what's down there. Trust me, you don't want to find out the hard way. Call or click 811 before you dig and visit safeexcavator.com for more info.
If you've been injured on the job and are not receiving the benefits you're entitled to, call me, Glenn Levine, at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000, and take back control of your life. Office in Jacksonville.
If you've been thinking about a new Toyota, then stop thinking and start buying during the national sales event going on now at Arlington Toyota. And check this out. Arlington's got 500 new Toyotas available, and that makes now the perfect time to slip into a new ride. Plus, you get 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it, and a lifetime warranty with your new Toyota purchase. So stop thinking and start buying. Better yet, start your engines. It's the national sales event at Arlington Toyota. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, and online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
You know what's great about getting older? The toys are way cooler. Spring is here, and it's